Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Man here. Hope you doing well. This past weekend we had a new romantic comedy come out called One Night Only. The basic premise is only one night a year for only, 12 hours. You can have sex if you're not married, if you're single. This is directed by Will Gluck, who did movies like Easy A, Friends with Benefits, Anyone But You. So I like Easy A and Friends with Benefits. And I thought Anyone But You was fine. It was funny. Another R-rated romantic comedy. And he does mainly R-rated romantic comedy. Friends with Benefits was also rated R. So I was looking forward to this. We got Monica Barbaro in here. Up-and-coming actress, started out just 4 years ago in Top Gun Maverick, the female pilot, if you will. She also was in the Bob Dylan movie with Timothy Chalamet, A Complete Unknown, back in 2024, where she got Oscar nominated. So, like I said, she was in that Crime 101 earlier this year with Chris Hemsworth. I think she's building a resume for herself. And now she has a romantic comedy. You also got Callum Turner in here as the other male lead. I don't know, I haven't seen that much of Callum Turner. I completely forgot he was in the Fantastic Beasts movies. But he was in that movie last year with Elizabeth Olsen and Miles Teller that I really enjoyed. So, like I said, I was curious. I think it's definitely an interesting premise. It's like The Purge meets In Time, the Justin Timberlake, Amanda Seyfried sci-fi future movie that came out like in 2010, 2011. And here are my thoughts. Positives. Monica Barbaro, I thought did an excellent job here. She's very fun, charming, flirty. She also can be very sexy at times. As we saw from a Complete Unknown, she can sing, so she uses her voice. She does like singing in commercials. You know those weird like commercials for advertising some product, and then sometimes you hear someone singing in the background. That's what her character does for a living. Now I can't believe that this girl doesn't have a boyfriend when we start this movie. Come on, it's Monica Barbaro, really? But I thought she was very charming. She has great chemistry with Callum Turner. They really, really, work in this movie. They're playful with one another. They joke around with one another, banter back and forth, and you really buy it. And then even the sexual chemistry, intimacy, and just radiating off of them, I thought was really good. Callum Turner was also really good in here. Like I said, I don't have that much of a background for him in terms of as an actor, but he runs a pizza shop in New York. But he has great chemistry with Monica Barbaro. Especially in this one scene where they're trying to get condoms, which is probably one of the best scenes in the movie. And I thought like this, and one thing about a romantic comedy is you want the leads to have chemistry. And they don't have chemistry and you don't buy it, the whole movie doesn't work. That's something you can actually argue with the last movie, Anyone But You, that the director did. Somehow, Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell had better chemistry promoting the movie than actually being in the movie. Maybe that was after they slept together. I don't know. The movie's also pretty funny. It's not as funny as I thought maybe Anyone But You was, but there is some good humor in the movie. Like the whole condom scene was funny. There's a couple other moments that I was chuckling at throughout the movie. And I thought some of the scenes in the movie worked well. Once again, having that real connection with someone, I thought, not just, especially dealing with one night a year, you get to have sex. But, it's not just about that. Some people want to have that real connection that's hopefully going to go beyond just this one night. So I like that. And like I said, the concept is kind of genius. Like, hey, one night a year, sex is okay. And if you're not married, you can't do it all the time. If you're married, you can have sex whenever you want. But if you're single or just dating somebody, no can do. Negative. No sex. That's right. A movie about people having sex one night a year, and there is no sex in this movie. Now, there are some scenes where you have your two main characters in the foreground, and maybe someone way in the background, a little bit blurry, is having sex, maybe in their car, maybe on their balcony. But I mean, there is no intimate scene in this movie of two people having sex. We have something in common with this movie. I don't know, and this is a rated R movie. Rated R. And no sex. The director's other movie, Anyone But You, had sex scenes with nudity. With Sydney Sweeney in the shower. But this movie, but apparently the director said, no, we had a lot of sex scenes. Too many. And we had a lot of nudity. But the Gen Z people don't like nudity. I don't know how I want to see the unrated version of this movie. I want the director's cut to come out. Because there has to be nudity. There has to be sex scenes in a movie about people having sex one night a year. I think if someone like a Stanley Kubrick made this movie, think Eyes Wide Shut, but no nudity. Wouldn't happen. Molly Ringwald is in this movie as Callum Turner's mother. This is not only the weirdest casting of all time, because Callum Turner and Molly Ringwald almost look like they're the same age. They need a lot older person, way older person, to play the mom. And then her scenes with her boyfriend, and none of them work. None of them are funny. None. It's awkward. Awkward. Take that out of the movie. This movie also doesn't have a supporting cast. One thing you can say about romantic comedies, not only do your two main leads need to have that chemistry, but also the supporting cast are the ones that elevate the movie, make it more funny, more relatable. Look at How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, The Wedding Planner, Knocked Up, Friends with Benefits. Even the movie I saw earlier this year, like Solo Mio, or You, Me, and Tuscany. My Best Friend's Wedding, Notting Hill. I mean, you think of the best, you think about the best romantic comedies, they have a great supporting cast in them. And they don't have to be a huge cast, but 3 or 4 people, like I said, look at Knocked Up. You have Seth Rogen's friends in the house, like Jonah Hill, Jason Sudeikis, Jay Baruchel, and then you got Katherine Heigl's sister, Leslie Mann, and her husband, played by Paul Rudd, and their 2 daughters. Supporting cast. Hilarious. Hilarious. And then look at My Big Fat Greek Wedding. The whole Greek family. I mean, come on. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Kate Hudson's friends from work, like Catherine Hahn, or Matthew McConaughey's buddies from work. You know? That supporting cast elevates the movie. And there's nobody here. Yeah, you see, we find out, yes, Monica Barbaro has 2 roommates. One of them we see in the trailer at the diner one morning, and that's all we see of her. She has another roommate. We see her twice in the movie, but they don't do it. They don't bring anything to the film. It was not capitalizing on the concept. There's no scene of people actually having a real conversation about that night, or having being awkward to have sex because they haven't had sex in a year. Or, hey, you're in a relationship, but your girlfriend is allowing you to do this. What is that like? How is that going to change the dynamic tomorrow? There's no conversations, really getting into, this whole idea and this concept and how it has shifted the world. And this has been going on apparently for 3 years. I think they should have also started the movie maybe a year after, maybe on the first night, the first year of this thing happening. After the government passes this, that only one night a year, and now this is the first night of the year, and how that would be after not having sex for a whole year. That would have been interesting. 3 years in, you're missing all that dialogue, all those conversations. And then, like I said, there's no sex in this movie, no nudity. You got Monica Barbaro. Way to go, Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield, you are Peter Parker. You had Emma Stone for years, and now you got Monica Barbaro. How do you do it? Peter number 1. How do you do it? I would give this a 3.5 out of 5. The chemistry between Monica Barbaro, Callum Turner are the best parts of the movie. So if they had a 90-minute movie of just them the whole movie, it would have been a great movie. Yeah, did you see one night only? This might be a one-night viewing. Let me know in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button. Matt the Mac.